I'm Levi Cliche. I'm the Executive Director of Clean Annapolis River Project. Yep. CARP is a not-for-profit environmental organization. We operate in the Annapolis River Watershed. We've been around since 1990, and our mission is to enhance ecological health of the Annapolis River Watershed through science, leadership, and community. Try to take an integrated approach to ecological management at CARP, and that's very central to our own strategic planning and the way we do our work. Municipality of Annapolis County is recognizing and starting to move towards. So through conversations with staff and councillors at the county, kind of led to looking at this process and thinking, how can we integrate basically public values with stakeholder values and needs, and try to align both of our strategies so that we're meeting those in the best ways as possible. I guess step one within that process would have been to try to find out really directly from the public what values were important to them. I don't know, aesthetic values, recreational values within the landscape, whether it be something that's more economic in nature, direct, financial derivatives from the landscape, or, just the valuing, recognizing the value of a healthy environment and a healthy ecology. And taking that information back and, speaking with various stakeholders that have very direct impacts on the environment and on the economy, etc., and trying to figure out ways where we can all coordinate our efforts and our own work to really get maximum benefit back to the community from a perspective of environment, economy, and social benefits. My experience over a number of years working in environment in rural areas, I think it's not very effective necessarily if you go to the community and tell them how things are and how things should be. I think it's, again, very important that you try to understand what values people are actually trying to strive toward, what they're benefiting from, what you're actually trying to improve, and why you're trying to do it. And I think oftentimes you come to very similar conclusions, but when people are engaged from the get-go in identifying values and contributing to the identification of solutions, then you get buy-in later on when you go to actually implement initiatives. This really was an initial step in the direction that we want to continue going. So, like for us, one thing that came to light through the process is that we couldn't possibly address every issue and every value that was identified during the community meetings. In the next step, the stakeholder meetings, we could prioritize the top two, and they're big enough topics in and of themselves. So I think we're going to try to look for opportunities to continue to pursue some of the other areas that were identified, because there are some that are very high importance that couldn't quite be captured otherwise, and that we really need to get to. Once we've managed to get all the information together and figure out, within the priority areas, who's doing what kind of work and where the partnerships exist, I think on an ongoing basis, the plan is to again integrate our work with the county strategic plan, their economic development strategy, so that is creating guidance going forward, and is the root of the next phase of our strategic planning process. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's not very many opportunities to do this kind of work, and oftentimes, if we wanted to, we would have had to divert resources away from something that was maybe funded elsewhere, or